Follow your passion. It is the most repeated piece of business advice in the world, and mathematically, it is a trap. As an operational strategy, it is perfectly designed to keep ambitious founders broke. We let our ego dictate our business models. We demand that our daily work provides emotional fulfillment from day one. But when you narrow your vision strictly to things that light up your soul, you become completely blind to the actual glaring gaps in the market. Serial entrepreneur Chris Koerner has launched over 80 different businesses. His protocol for early success is blunt. Completely ignore your personal passion. You follow the profit until you can afford to care about your passion. This leads directly to what he calls sweaty, ugly income. This is highly profitable commerce that lacks any prestige whatsoever. Think about digging muddy golf balls out of a ditch to sell back to golfers, or crawling up a ladder to clean out residential gutters. These unglamorous ventures generate rapid cash flow for a very specific reason. They solve immediate, mundane problems. The passionate innovators looking to build the next big tech company consider these local, physical problems beneath them. That leaves the entire market wide open for anyone willing to do the work. Passion is not the fuel required to get a business off the ground. Passion is a luxury, and you buy it using the cash flow you engineer today. Look at real estate. The mainstream market is obsessed with single-family starter homes. Buyers willingly walk into brutal bidding wars, fighting over the exact same oversaturated suburban inventory. But for the exact same upfront capital, there is an unsexy alternative that generates up to 5 times the profit: small RV parks. This advantage is entirely about structural risk. If you own a single-family home and your one tenant defaults or moves out in the middle of the night, your revenue instantly drops to zero. You absorb 100% of the hit. By contrast, a small RV park takes that identical financial risk and safely distributes it across 10 different pad sites. If one camper leaves, you still have 9 others paying rent. The structure holds. True financial strategy requires bypassing the prestigious investments that everyone else is talking about. You look for the unsexy unit economics that minimize your downside and multiply your yield. This ego trap also extends to operations, specifically business partnerships. We spend years vetting a spouse, discussing where to live and how many kids to have. Yet founders will grab avocado toast with a friend and casually sign away 50% of their company in a single afternoon. The 50-50 split relies on a massive mathematical delusion. It assumes that both partners will contribute the exact same amount of capital, work the exact same number of hours, and maintain perfectly equal market value for the rest of the company's lifespan. The statistical reality is grim. Companies with multiple co-founders fail at significantly higher rates than those with a solo founder. Internal conflict, resentment, and unequal growth rates reliably drag the entire operation down. The tactical approach is to build solo first. Get the business to $10,000 in revenue, secure product market fit, and hit measurable milestones. Only then do you sit down and negotiate equity based on actual, proven data, instead of optimistic promises. Splitting things evenly at the start feels nice, but prioritizing the appearance of fairness over operational math is a guaranteed recipe for future resentment. Then there is the obsession with originality. Founders frequently fall for mirage opportunities, spending years trying to invent a completely unique, world-changing app that looks brilliant on a whiteboard but solves a problem nobody actually has. Mathematically, copying an existing successful business is far superior to inventing something new. When you copy a proven model, you know the market exists. Someone else has already absorbed the financial casualties and taken all the risk to validate the demand for you. You can execute this rapidly using low-friction platforms. Instead of building a factory, you spend $10 on a Facebook Marketplace ad using AI-generated images of a product. You track the clicks, count the messages, and instantly validate the demand before spending money on inventory. The desire to be recognized as an original innovator is purely ego. The market does not care who had the idea first. In business, momentum and execution always beat originality. All of this dismantling of ego leads us to the final, overarching myth of modern hustle culture. It's the romanticization of what you could call the billionaire prison. We idolize founders who reach $1 trillion market cap, but achieving that requires a terrifying 100% signal focus. It means zoning out of every conversation that isn't directly related to the company's growth and living in an obsessive, high-stakes environment for decades. Reaching that extreme level of corporate success comes with a brutal trade-off. You give up your personal autonomy and your peace of mind in exchange for an endless string of board meetings. You trade away your presence at home to satisfy shareholders. Launching dozens of unsexy, cash-flowing businesses offers a completely different endgame. It allows you to engineer a life with 0 board meetings. You generate enough passive revenue that you never have to ask permission to take a vacation, and you actually have the time to be a present parent. The ultimate purpose of entrepreneurship is not to build a stressful empire for the history books. It is to quietly, ruthlessly, buy back your own absolute freedom.